everyone, my name is Aulya, and today I will be discussing an episode from BBC podcast series Your Destiny, and the title that I choose is The Mughal Empire. This episode is hosted by Greg Jenner and explore the fascinating topic of the Mughal Empire and its legacy in art and architecture. In this episode, Greg Jenner delves into the life of the Mughal Empire. One of the most intriguing points discussed was the fact that the Mughal Empire were a Muslim dynasty. The empire was founded in 1526 by Babur. Babur is a Timurid princeling, actually from the valley of Fergana in Central Asia. Today, the empire lasted until 1857. So about 330 years. Good at its height, the empire encompassed almost the entirety of South Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and parts of Nepal. Its region bigger than India, for instance. So he was born in 1483 and was a descendant of Timur on his father's side and Genghis Khan on his mother's side. And the history of Babur's reign is actually autobiographical, and he changes how he starts referring to himself and the other army. In this context, he is not fighting other Muslims. Here's what he's been doing his entire life. He's now fighting a Hindu army, and he refers to Rana Sanga as an infidel, his army in the army of Islam, and the holy warriors. And so he brings religion into it, a way of further pushing his soldier and giving them more a reason to fight against the scoop. And when he does defeat them, he then proclaims himself to be a Ghazi, and it becomes part of his official title. It means a warrior of Islam. It's this first inkling we have of how religion can be used in this new context of the region. So that's very interesting. And then he's established this empire. In 1526, Babur defeated the Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, at the Battle of Panipat, establishing the Mughal Empire in India. He ruled from 1526 until his death in 1530. Babur is credited with laying the foundation of the Mughal Empire and introducing Central Asia cultural influences to India. Additionally, the guest speakers provided unique insight of Akbar, the Great Reigned, as known as one of the most famous and successful emperors of the Mughal Empire. He ruled from 1556 to 1603 and is often regarded as one of the greatest rulers in India history. Akbar was known for his administrative reforms, religious tolerance, cultural patronage, and military conquest. They mentioned that when we are talking about the Mughals, it's a Muslim minority ruling over a non-Muslim majority, and that creates obviously some very interesting dynamics. And for that to work, so you have to have a tolerant attitude, which then permeates the society. The aristocracy didn't depend on religion, and it depended on competency. And Akbar brings into the court hierarchy, Rajputs, and he brings in the Hindu nobility and actually marries into the Hindu nobility as well. Another important point was the Mughal emperor named Shah Jahan built Taj Mahal in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. The Taj Mahal is considered one of the most iconic symbols of love and is renowned of its exquisite white marble architecture and intricate craftsmanship. This episode also highlighted in the Mughal Empire there was a Muslim minority ruling over a non-Muslim majority, and things weren't perfect, but a balance was created and maintained between the different religious groups and sections of society, and that's true even during Orange Abe's reign, who despite his reputation as being an ultra-orthodox Sunni and was not anti-Hindu. Hindus worked alongside Muslims in many walks of life, in the court of administration, on the battlefield, in the artistic workshops, and it's in this material culture that the promotion of different religions by the Mughal rules in evidence. In conclusion, this episode of Your Dead to Me provided a through an engaging look at the Mughal Empire and its legacy in art and architecture. I particularly enjoy learning about the history from the formation of the Mughal Empire, initiated by Babur as the founder of the Mughal Empire in India, of the historical story of the reign of Akbar the Great, who is known as one of the most famous and successful emperors in the Mughal Empire, which gave me a new perspective on how the history of the early Islam Empire entered India, expanded its power, and had its unique leadership system initiated by Babur as the founder of the Mughal Empire. Overall, I found this episode to be a new knowledge about the history of the Mughal Empire and as one of the India history. I may know about it deeper after I listened to the episode and it improved my insight into history, and especially during the empire in India with all the greatness and beauty history that was created. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.